And with that, we're live. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. My name is Letsi Wendlapo, and I'm joined by Yang and Ngais, and we're both community project managers. We work from the Heart team. Hi. So today we're going to be diving into what makes Umuzi more than just being a training provider. We are a community. So this is a space where we all grow, where we connect and support one another as we step into the digital ecosystem together. So if you can just take us on, Michael, I think we're ready to start with the slides. And yeah, so welcome everyone again. Like I said, we are here to talk everything community and connection. If you could just tell us where you're watching from, what your name is, and I think that would be super rad. I think we'll give 30 seconds to that. You guys could just tell us who you are, where you're dialing from, and yeah. And we'll see if we connect, if I find someone from Soweto, or if there's someone from Joburg, which would be super exciting, then we'll connect. Hi, guys. But yeah, so we're super excited to talk about everything community. We're here to support one another, and yeah, let's kick it off. And one thing that really interests us as well is that we are always wanting to know who you guys are, who are our learners, who are you? So before we get into the Umuzi journey, let's take a moment maybe to acknowledge you. I know that you guys are not just here to learn. I mean, you're here to belong, because right after you're done with this, you will be an Umuzi alumni. So this is a community you'll be in forever, and you're now something, you're part of something bigger. And of course, so we'd love to know about you guys. Please connect in the chats. Please say where you're from, who you are, and see if you get someone you connect with, and maybe we can just be friends. I don't know. And then I will tell you mostly about who we are on the next slide. Yeah. So guys, just to tell you more about Umuzi, I know Riboningo has done such an amazing job telling you guys about Umuzi and who we are. So Umuzi is more than just a learning institution. We actually don't like defining ourselves like that. We are an ecosystem of young, ambitious, and ready individuals who are ready to take on the tech world or the digital world. We work with partners, we work with learners, we work with alumni and organizers across the world, to create real opportunities for talent people like you. Michael, can we move to the next slide? Yeah, and then the next slide. Yeah, can we move to the next slide? I was just telling them who we are now, and then I want to delve deeper about Umuzi then versus now. So guys, I'll tell you this story, and I'm sure Uribo has told this story quite a lot of times. Please go to the previous slide, slide 4. So guys, in less than just 4 years ago, Umuzi was the small operation in Johannesburg and GP's town. And that's how we started. It was a Umuzi Photo Club. It was just a small operation. And obviously we grew, having reached 100 learners a year. And now we're working with nearly 100,000 or 10,000 learners globally. Look at me, just calling the numbers out. So we're working with nearly 10,000 learners globally. And you guys are part of this incredible growth, with your journey here. I just want to let you guys know that this is just the beginning. Some more is going to come, more exciting things are coming. So this is just the beginning, and the way is only up from here. So yeah, super excited to compare then and now. But yeah, this is where we're at. Umuzi is growing in the best way you could possibly think of. Yeah, actually, so Michael's asking if Rivo must be added to the live. I think that would be great. So guys, if we move on to the next slide, so that I'll tell you about our purpose. I don't want to dwell much onto those so that we don't sound like we're repeating slides, but yeah. So our purpose in everything we do is driven, everything we do is driven. So to increase, our purpose mainly is to increase social inequality through digital education. So what that means in layman's terms is, so there's talent and then there's the opportunity. How do we get there? So we are the bridge, right? So we're here to break all the barriers, create accessible opportunities that you guys deserve. So that's like our purpose, and we'll live by that. Next slide. And yeah, my most favorite brand promise, guys. Our brand promise is democratized access to digital economy. So what that means is that we all, like, all doors should be open for everyone. You know, we create accelerative careers and make sure no one gets left behind. So it's more of including everyone and making sure that no one in the youth is being left behind. And that is like the promise we've been working tirelessly to make sure we keep, and that is just like our brand promise overall. And how do we do it, right? So how do we keep this promise? Because it must not be easy, but like people, you'd be asking yourself, how do we do it? So next slide, please, Michael. So how we do it, guys, we don't just teach. So Umuzi, like I said, we're not just like a school or like an institution where you just learn and that's it. How we don't just teach, we create learning to earning pathways by working with funders. We work with employers, we work with industry experts to get you the best possible training, and just also to make sure that with the learning that you guys will take on, you get some experience, on the job experience. So that's how we do it. That's how we make sure annually or each quarter, that's how we make sure to keep this promise, is to make sure that we deliver. And by delivering, we mean we don't just teach, but we make sure that we reel in all of these important verticals into this one ecosystem, so that everybody gets like the best training and like real world opportunities or real world on the job training, which is quite important, you know. So yeah, and on the next slide, then I will be telling you guys about the Umuzi ecosystem. So I don't know if you can see there on the tiny. So that is us. So that's like, so the first, on the first circle, on that's like the Umuzi ecosystem, but like that's all institutions that we work closely with to make sure that we deliver to our promise, to make sure that no one gets left behind. So we have Umuzi, we have the Code Club, we have NESPA. So these are all the learning communities. You know, we have Code for Change, we have our Lab. Some of these institutions you guys must know, should know about, or you probably know about them. And then on the second funnel, then we have the educational technology. So these are the people that support us, like with Grow with Google, Coursera, Atingi, Meta Blueprint. So those are like people, or those are like institutions that support our course, that are with us. And then we have international organizers as well. So these would be people like your GIZ, University, this is the University of Geneva. We have a Generation Unlimited, UNICEF. For employees, these are the employers, rather, the people that we work with would be your Deloitte, NASPAS, BBD, Teleshore. So these are just like the examples of the Umuzi ecosystem, people that we worked with. I mean, people that we work with to make sure that we deliver to this brand promise. And last but not least, the current major rollouts, which would be like your Women in Tech, and this would be Rivo's personal favorite, UCT Digital Bootcamp, which is also amazing. I've met a lot of our colleagues through this rollout. So this, in summary, this is like the Umuzi ecosystem. So think of it as Umuzi. Yeah, think of it as Umuzi. We are not alone. So this is what I'm trying to explain. Umuzi is like an ecosystem. We're in one huge ecosystem of impact. And like our biggest thing also is to just like make sure we're connecting learners. Like, so just connect learners, connecting employers, connecting organizations, to make sure all skills translate into real jobs in the digital economy. So with all of these people you see here, and some that couldn't be added, we hold each other. Yeah, we're together and we just go through it together. So hi, Rivo.
Hi, guys. I was actually in the chat to see what's happening over there, and someone was like, it's so weird seeing me that side instead of up here.
Yeah,
but let me not disturb.
I'm so glad you're here with
You're
me.
doing a great job.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, so guys, that is our ecosystem. So we are an ecosystem of impact, right? And on the next slide, I will be telling you guys about our core values, which is my absolute favorite slide. So the Umuzi values, right? So we live by these 5 key rules. The first one, I think you'll hear us say this a lot. We say it a lot. So learner at the center. So everything we do is for our learners. So everything, literally everything we do is for our learners. So that's our first core value that we live by. And the second one, we are driven by impact. So what that means is that we measure success by real world results. So we're not going to measure success based on like what you were doing online or whatever. We measure success by what you're doing with that qualification, how you're running with it. You know, that's the gauge we use to measure the success. And the third one, which is my favorite, I know I'll say favorite quite a lot of times, bear with me, but this is my core favorite: strength and community. So this is just like we rise, guys, by lifting each other up. So if Letty is okay, Ribo is okay, and Ribo is okay, you're okay. So that's like the strength in economy. I mean, if the strength in community, you know, it's just like rising by lifting each other up. And then the fourth one is keeping it agile. Guys, the world is moving fast, and so are we. You know, we have to always constantly evolve, get in with the times. So the world is going digital. That's what Umuzi is going to do, you know? So that's what we mean by keeping it agile, just like be ready for like a constant change and fast. And you know what? It's, and then the last one, which is the fifth one, is the relationships are the glue. So connections make all the difference, guys. You'll get that a lot. We say this a lot. And what Andrew, our founder, loves saying, or he loves preaching, is social capital. So relationships are the glue, guys. We make sure that we keep our connections as healthy as possible. And this just doesn't speak to the organization. These values, we live by them as well, like individually. So this is like, this was my most favorite slide, because these core values, I've interpreted them into my everyday personal life, and they've really changed my life for the better. So relationships are the glue, 100%. You know, all connections make a difference. So just because you know that person was the next door, and that the person from next door knows this person, it matters. It matters. And that is the glue. And it makes a whole lot of difference. So yeah. And then the next slide I will be talking you guys through is the communication channels.
Let's see. Just there's one question in the comments that I think speaks to what you've been talking about now. And the question is, what does Umuzi mean? The actual word.
I actually could be, I haven't been seeing. Oh, I see. Thank you so much, Ribo. So what Umuzi mean, guys? Like, we all have these different definitions for what Umuzi means. But for me personally, I will break it down firstly by just defining the word Umuzi, and then come with that. So what Umuzi means Umuzi, a house, a home, right? So with that, that's what Umuzi is. It's a home. And for me, and how to describe this, it's a home where we are able to, I hate the word marginalized. We are not marginalized, but it's a home that accommodates youth. And now we've scaled from being youth of South Africa, but just being youth as a whole. It's a home that actually creates these bridges. We create these connections. We're a home and part of this huge ecosystem to make sure that we're all interconnected. It's a home that makes sure nobody gets left behind. Umuzi is a hub. It's a home that makes sure we're all fed, we're all skilled. So for me, that's how I would define it. Yes, it is an institution. Yes, we offer pathways and learning pathways, but just like to flesh it out, like that's what it means to me. And Yanga, maybe you have something to add, like maybe you have some to build on that. Just trying not to be too vague, guys. Please tell them on your, like, for you, what does Umuzi mean? Like when someone asks you, like, hey, what is Umuzi?
Thanks, Lizzie. To be honest, I think you've answered it in the best way possible. See, the question here was someone sort of, what is the meaning of it? It is a home or house, but like you said, been put it very well. It's a community of like-minded individuals and creatives who have the potential to change the world, and we're that space that nurtures that potential. And that helps people to unlock their potential. That's how I'd explain it. But I think you've put it really well.
Thank you. Actually, you killed it as well. But yeah, Riva, do you want to take a shot?
I think for me, Umuzi is the place that gave me my first shot. at a lot of things. And I think that's what it is for a lot of people as well. It's a great launch pad, helping people towards who they're supposed to be. And that happens in small and big ways for everyone involved in this community. So all of what you said, plus this. And more.
And more and more. And the reason, guys, I actually had to ask my friends and teammates to help me define or explain what Umuzi is because all of us have these different definitions, and we don't think there's any that's wrong. So yeah, it means a lot of things to a lot of people. But thank you so much for that question, Motivation Cube. And then if we're going to move, yes. So all talks community. So how do we stay connected, especially with this remote learning environment? It's never easy, guys, to work remotely. It gets lonely sometimes. So I'm sure you ask yourself, like, how, instead of like besides WhatsApp and like changing numbers, how would we be able to connect? I'll tell you all about it. I think I want to firstly start with emails. So I don't know if they've set emails for you guys up yet. If they haven't, it's coming. So we firstly just use emails to communicate, but that's not our biggest platform to use for communication. Like emails would be maybe to send if there's some homework you need to send over to your friend, or some docs, or like maybe Rebo needs to send you guys some stuff to fill in. So we will be communicating with you guys through emails based on those things most of the time. And then we have my favorite, Circles. So Circles is a platform that we use for learners and staff members. So it's more of like let's call it a WhatsApp, but like an Umuzi WhatsApp, But yeah, so we use Circles to connect. So there's like, I think I should be able to share my screen. Please advise, Rebo. No, hey?
I don't think so, unless if Michael in the back end can give us access to that. Okay, no. So only Michael can share his screen.
No, please don't, Michael. It's fine. Guys, I'll be onboarding you guys to Circles just now, right after this session. But just to explain what Circles is a platform, a communication platform that we use at Umuzi for our learners. So it's a platform that we will be telling you guys about all updates, like announcements. If there's like community announcements, like, yo, this is what we're doing this week, you'll hear from it on our Circles, especially for you SAP learners, like a lot of your exams and like processes and sprints, they will communicate that through Circle. So it's like it's our go-to platform for connections, information, and just to communicate. So yeah, that's what Circles is. And then just to flesh it out a bit, right on Circles, we have a network of clubs. So with these clubs, it's where too much of work is not good, right? So with these clubs, it's like different types of things that we do that are outside of academics. Like, for instance, we have a gaming club. That's where we meet every Friday. Michael, don't kill me. But yeah, we meet sometime once a week and we discuss like, yo, this is my favorite game. This is what we've played, Fortnite and whatever. There's an anime club. If you love animation, you go on there and we watch your Narutos. So last year we actually got a privilege to thanks to Michael. You guys, if you haven't met Michael, he's a friend of ours and a colleague as well. And he helped us get tickets for Comic-Con for the anime club. And we also have the football club, but all of those clubs, you will find them on Circle. I will onboard you guys on Circle. I'll put you guys on Circle and you'll understand exactly what it is. But so there's like a network of all these clubs that we put together for our learners and for us as well, because we enjoy all of these clubs as well. And what happens on those clubs, we nominate a club lead, and then the club lead will just throw you guys with everything that you'd like. So if it's a soccer club, for instance, then there'll be like your messy stuff, like, yo, I don't know much about soccer, but I'm sure you get the gist. And then we have also cohort groups, but I don't think these speaks to you much because you guys will be on Circles. Sure. We will link 100%. We'll send you the link to the platform, 100%. And then moving on to the next slide. Oh yeah, I fast forwarded. Yeah, I just spoke to you about to you guys about the communication channels, and yeah, so the slides just explains all of that. Can we move to the Yes. So can we just pause a bit here on these clubs? These are my absolute favorites. So guys, just to show you what I was talking about, these are the logos for the clubs, but you will find the clubs on the platform. So whether you're into design, you're into gaming, you're into coding or extreme cooking, or you're a parent, we are still, our kiddies club is still under construction, but that's coming. Or you're a parent, or you just like need a place to unwind and put your feet up and not have to think about pushing code or like stressing about your assessments. This is a place to be, and I promise it's very fun, and it's just it's also like a space for us to be, guys, to get to know each other, to connect with things that we like. And yeah, so there's always a space for, also this is one important thing, there's always a space for a new club. So if you have any ideas, please reach out to Michael Mbaya. He's your go-to guy, and you need to impress him, guys. Otherwise, but yeah, you reach out to Michael if you have any club ideas, and we'll see how we work with that. And then can we move over to the next slide? And then connection sessions and learner town halls. So like I said, guys, remote working can feel isolating. I get that feeling quite a lot, and it gets sickening sometimes. And you know what, we got you covered, we know, because we get it too. So if this will pop up in your calendars quite often, or you'll get it on the Circles platforms under events. But we do host connection sessions. Sometimes they are virtual. Hopefully, because we're growing and scaling, we're hoping to do things a little bit different this year. We might have some connections in person, but yeah. So it's just like a place for us to actually connect. Could be remote, like I said, it could be in person, and we connect with different types of things. Like you meet your peers sometimes, and we just talk about nothing. Sometimes we meet industry experts, and they'll tell us about like, yo, do you want to be like in logistics? Here's what I had to do to get here. So, and sometimes we get like learner town halls. You'll find that SAP would host some of those things, but these connection sessions are very important. And I urge you guys to join and be proactive, put yourself in there. Do not be in the sidelines. Like, you want to connect with your peers as much as you possibly can, because it's amazing. And it just makes your learning journey easier and fun, so I would urge you guys to connect, please. It's very important. And then on the next slide, I will be talking you guys through, I'm dancing. Can we move to, oh yes, so some of our online events. So we host every quarter, but that might change. But every quarter we hosted like our Beyond Talk series. This is our Cyber Talk series. It happens here on YouTube. So what really happens here is that, so they differ. We have Beyond Umuzi, and we have some of the Beyonds that are different. So sometimes we'll bring an Umuzi alumni. I think you guys have met Ubongi by now. I'm just going to play an example. So we could have Ubongi come and we host a session, and we have Bongi tell us about her career, her journey, and how she got to know about Umuzi. It's not even just about Umuzi, but about her journey to inspire the next person. Sometimes we get industry professionals, to tell us about the fields and what to expect, the do's and the do nots. Sometimes we host these sessions, teach you guys about soft skills. Sometimes it's mostly, last time we had a panel discussion about men's health. So it really differs, but I would also urge you guys to please join in. But these would pop up on your calendars, and you'll find these also on the Circle channel under events. So they're very important, guys, very important, because for you to get where you want to be, it's not just by studying and writing those exams. It's just like, put yourself out there, like, I don't know, spread your wings, spread your wings. Spread your wings. And then with the last slide, I would ask you guys before we wrap up. So before, we've had quite, so before, can you actually move to the next slide? I think it's not this slide. But anyway, so before we wrap up, yes, so we've had an issue before where we'd want to go on social media. So we are big on branding, so on bragging. So me, Yanga, and Michael community team, we love talking about you guys. We love talking about the work you do. We love talking about your accomplishments, your biggest milestones. And we've actually had an issue before, like with documenting these moments. These are special moments that we feel need to be documented and celebrated. So we've actually discussed and found a way to actually consolidate all of that data. So if you guys would actually please do us a favor, I think we'll drop the link in the chat, but if you could please fill out this community onboarding form. This form helps us get to know you better. It helps us connect you with opportunities, and it also just helps us tell your story your way. I don't want to tell your story my way. I don't want to tell you people that I know Ido, and Ido is so amazing. I want Ido to tell his story. So on this form, there'll be like a space for you to fill out your personal and professional bios. So it's all professional and personal. So also if a client says, yo, tell me about Ido, what can I, then I know, let me quickly go onto that form and get that information and send it over. So it'll be like a centralized point for us to get all of the information that we need to brag about you guys. So if you would please do us that favor, you make sure that you fill out that community onboarding form, and just make all of our experiences as impactful as possible. And yeah, I guess that's all I had for you guys today. It's a wrap, and thank you for joining. Thank you for being part of our great community. And now we're going to be locked in, hopefully for good. And thank you, Rivo, also for this session.
Pleasure. Thanks, Letzi. I think you did a great job. It was exciting and super informative. With this community onboarding form, just to make sure that everyone has access to it, because I don't think everyone has joined this session, we'll send it via email. So I'll get it from the presentation, and then I'll send it to the learners via email.
Okay,
and
fantastic.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you so
also
much.
A shout out to Hlangano. He is one of the Umuzi's alumni, and he seems to have FOMO. Yes. He seems to have some FOMO, which is very cute to see.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Guys,
Awesome.
Let's connect. Don't be shy. Thank you so much, Riva, for this one last time.
And then let's see, just a question from me on behalf of the learners regarding them getting onboarded onto Circle. Will they get like an email notification of that?
Yeah, 100%. Actually, I don't know how big the group is, because in the morning, initially, Matinta had suggested that I onboard them like on a 15-minute session, or I could just like onboard the learners and send emails. Either way works.
Okay. It's 160 learners, so Google Meets won't work unless if they're broken down into groups. Yeah. But we can discuss that offline. Yeah.
Okay, 100%.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. That wraps onboarding sessions. And yeah, you'll hear from us by email. And you have all been onboarded onto Learning Block 2 now. And remember, the priority is to learn and work towards your technology consultant certification. And we will also communicate upcoming deadlines and next steps. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Before we go, I've just seen a comment. Someone has said the form submits after confirming email. So you must just have a look at that.
Okay.
So I think after they write the email, they can't fill out anything. But thanks for raising that, Shane. I think by the time Revo sends it, it will be fixed.
Okay. All right. Thank you, guys.
Awesome.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Everyone's gone again. Yo, these people.